We got the best professional sports league in the world, and there's 32 jobs. So every job is attractive, including ours.
Ugh. Brother, what's that?
Dave, do you want to coach the Saints?
What? No, I don't want that job.
Thomas, hit the intro.
Welcome to Saints Happy Hour Podcast. We never skip a drink day.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Now grab a drink and enjoy the show.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour Podcast. As always, we are presented by Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. I'm Ralph Marlboro. I'm joined by Dave, Andrew, Thomas running the show back in Poland. I see a ton of people in the chat there angry because we were late. We were doing a behind the scene that's absolutely fire. You should become a patron so you can have access. I see Oppenheimer. I see your boy Allen. I see EJ. I see
Something
Canoe.
love related.
I see, Jason Champagne. It's a ton of people in the chat. Thanks everybody for joining us. On tonight's show, are we excited? The Saints have turned to O.C. McLovin after Ed Hardy t-shirt enthusiast Joe Brady rejected them. We're going to do Saints Happy Hour 2024 Saints Season Awards. These are amazing. It could be a disaster, though. Thomas was trying to give us instructions before the show, and we weren't listening.
Wait, listening to what?
Yeah, we weren't. He was giving us detailed
It's going
instructions.
to be amazing, but it's going to be a disaster.
It's gonna
They
be.
say they want to coach them Saints.
Could that go for 20 bucko super chat?
Off to a roaring start.
So, as always, if we reach $100 in donations, I'll drink something from that the patrons have sent me that's horrible. This week we're putting Vince his combo horrific shots that were named with themes. We'll put those on hold for a little bit. I got this courtesy of Dave Kahlua from like 1984 potentially.
Literally, that was from when my grandmother passed away. I took that home with me from her house, so that could be 40 to 50 years old.
And then red, just 99 proof. That's what it's called. Red. I don't even know what the flavor is.
As you move the camera.
That's what Ralph will be seeing.
Nice
upon
job,
drinking.
man.
The camera just moves itself, Thomas. I'm sorry.
You need to tape it in or something.
I might need to take. The thing is, I went with my wife when she moved all the plants outside, and I live in an atrium. The camera, I did something to it. Now it like
Just move the plant, man, or touch the plant. Be one with the jungle, man. Be one with the jungle.
It's warmed up. It's 60 degrees out. You can put the plants back outside.
Throw it out, man. There's so many of them. She's not gonna notice, man. One missing.
She will notice.
Come on,
Each
man.
one of the plants has names, Thomas. She will notice.
Jesus, no
Are
way.
you serious?
Yeah, I think so.
So what's the one sitting next to you? How is it
I
called?
don't know, but that's what it is.
Back it
Leave
up.
Timothy
Back it up.
alone, man.
Thomas shows you. They have names.
So
Are they usually female names, male names, a mix of names?
It's a mix. Sometimes
Is it based on what they look like or what they species?
No,
is?
it's based on
What they
based on
smell
vibes.
like.
What is that
Vibe.
one behind you?
What is
called?
vibes and feel? I don't know.
That's Stanley Jean Plantis.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot.
So that's where we are. Andrew, the Saints, they flew to Philadelphia
Oh man.
to close the deal. I figured it would be done. I was arguing with media people. They're like, the Saints can't hire a person to the Super Bowl.
Oh wait.
Does Mickey Loomis give coaching updates with sad violins a la Kevin Love updates?
Yeah, boy, Allen, 20 buckaroo super chat. We are almost
Great
halfway
point.
there.
Do we need to start doing the Saints coaching update? Do we need to start having the sad violin? We might.
Probably.
I'm telling you, Andrew. I thought that.
Well, yeah. What? I think we should have a segment. What's sadder, Kevin's love update or the Saints coaching search?
We'll do it. If they don't,
That's one of the questions for the question segment.
Nice.
If the Saints don't have a coach by next Tuesday, I think we're gonna have to have a sad off. But where are we? Are we excited about Kellen Moore? He really, Dave. He doesn't fit any of your criteria. He looks like somebody said he looked like fat Affleck. Like
Casey Affleck. He's young. He meets one of the criteria.
He's 36.
Yeah, he's young.
He's young.
And he's an offensive mastermind like that. He just doesn't have the look. He's got 2 of the 3 criteria.
Yeah, he looks more like he's from the Midwest. I don't know. Is he? Does Saquon come with him?
No, no.
Because that could be the deal.
Kingsbury. He doesn't come with Jaden Daniels.
Well, Kingsbury's out. Kingsbury is staying in Washington.
Yeah.
I said earlier today, like, I can't go through another cycle of anytime something goes bad, the entire fan base on Twitter starts talking about his career win-loss record. I already lived that life with Dennis Allen. I will not do it with Kingsbury. So.
I would say I would be leading that, Andrew. 63, 78, and 1. I would just be.
It's very Dennis Allen-y.
He's sexy.
Well, it's better than Dennis Allen, but yeah.
People reeks of Dennis Allen.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. So they went to Philadelphia. Today is now Tuesday. They went to Philly on Monday. Presumably that was their day off after they won the NFC Championship.
Had a late night meeting with them.
Won the NFC Championship. Sorry, and no news about that. And everything that we're hearing the last week from various media sources, national, not necessarily local, but national, is that this job is totally undesirable. Nobody wants this job. If you ask ChatGPT, I saw that on the Saints subreddit. If you ask ChatGPT, it gives you like 5 reasons. The roster is aging. The cap is no good. All these reasons. But look, right now, Mickey Loomis is probably. This is probably the lowest point of his career, I would say, as general manager of Saints. Like the optics right now are not good. He's got a stink on him across the league. You sent another tweet came out today from Josina, whoever that was. This like 3-paragraph tweet that was very cryptic, and so cryptic that Ralph and I had different opinions on it. That's not even the full tweet. There's still another paragraph below that. But my take from all of this is that Mickey Loomis is the problem. Mickey Loomis is absolutely the problem. Nobody wants to work with him, among other things. I mean, the salary cap situation, that's a problem. You don't have a lot of money to go get new talent. You keep hearing these things about how Mickey, I think that's been debunked. I think there's rumors that Mickey wants.
The least desirable job in the country is head coach for Tulane. At least we beat that.
Wow. Superstar.
All right, well, let me finish my point.
The streak is 77.
Great, and you're drinking the Kahlua for sure. I'm not even asking. But so I don't know. I don't know where this ends. Like, what I would like to see is I'm kind of enjoying this. This is chaos. This is like total chaos. And the longer it goes on, it's getting more chaotic and more questions come up, and we're learning more about the possible dysfunction within this organization. And going back to that thing, I don't think Gail's the issue. I don't think that tweet was saying anything about the ownership. I took that to be.
No, it said that the rest of the NFL is like wondering what she should do going forward.
What I take from that is they want Gail to get rid of Mickey, and until Mickey's gone, then nobody's going to want this job. And if nobody wants the job, my vote is for. This isn't a unique idea. I didn't come up with this, but I know we have the technology to do this. Fans vote with their phone, like before every play. At the same time that the.
Oh, that timing couldn't have been more.
Couldn't have been more.
I don't know if you did that, Thomas, or if that was just the universe cutting Dave off, but that is incredible. Thank you, universe.
The headset and the quarterback thing is going on.
Oh, thank you. Oh, is he coming back? That's too bad. Nope, we lost him again. Okay,
he's frozen.
Yeah.
What? I mean, of all Dave's terrible ideas, that might have been the worst. Like, let Saints Twitter coach the team.
Yeah, I think that's what he was saying. We'll never
now
know.
He's muted.
He was cut off. But here's my take on the whole situation. I never had blinders on. Like I knew the state of this job. Like the cap was always a thing. I think it was tolerable for a long time because we didn't need a ton of guys to add, right? We didn't like the roster was really solid right up until the point where it wasn't. And then now it's like, yeah, I kind of wish we had not spent so much money, and I wish we had drafted better and gotten more players in the draft. And so look, like we knew what the Saints were doing. They were going all in. They were putting their chips to the middle. And like we've had a couple off seasons now where they haven't been active in free agency. They haven't drafted that well. And now like it's all blowing up in our face. So I never was under any illusion that this was a great job when you consider the combination of, look, like New Orleans probably isn't the first choice, right, for most coaches to go to as a destination. Not all coaches, but a lot of them. The cap situation we talked about. This is a 5-win team. The quarterback situation isn't great. The talent on the roster isn't good. So like it's all kind of combining together to make this a tough ask. It's a tough job to succeed. Dave's comment that no one wants to come here. Like, there's people that want this job. And I will say this. I actually think, surprisingly, considering all of that, the Saints are in a really good spot. Like, I actually feel surprisingly pretty good about where they sit right now. Because, well, first of all, like, all those jobs have been taken, right? Like, so they're the last one. And if you had told me going into this, I'd be shitting my pants if you're like, yeah, they're going to be the last job and all the coaches are going to be taken. But like, I don't know that I ever really thought we were getting Vrabel, right? So I never thought we were getting Ben Johnson. Like, I assumed that those guys would go to better opportunities. So Aaron Glenn is like the one. Like, that's the one bummer. And then Joe Brady saying thanks, but no thanks. That's a bummer. But like, despite all of that, you've got two candidates that neither of them have said no to this point. Now, I said this on Twitter. Like, if they lose out on Kellen Moore and McCarthy, then it's a tire fire, like, for sure.
Learn to Rizzy, baby, then.
Yeah, and, like, Rizzy's, maybe we feel okay about that as a fallback. But, like, for me, despite, like, what a shit show this is, like, at the end of the day, they could either end up with, and now, look, a ton of caveats with Kellen Moore. Like, if he goes and wins a Super Bowl, he's a 36-year-old offensive coordinator that put up 55 points in the NFC Championship. And, like, yes, they got Saquon, and yes, they have a crazy roster, but, like, the Eagles offensively were a freaking mess last year.
They got
a mess.
That's a good point. They got crushed in a playoff game on a Monday night by Baker Mayfield in Tampa. And the thing was, like, Baker played okay in that game, but mostly Todd Bowles blitzed them into oblivion, and they had no idea what was going on.
Yeah. So, he comes and obviously gets Saquon, which, I mean, and Saquon had maybe the best running back season of all time. So, and maybe Kellen Moore had something to do with that, but look, he comes in, obviously he had a tremendous season. He's in the Super Bowl. If he were to win, like, to inherit that as your head coach, like, imagine the storyline. Like, we'd be so pumped. Like, on paper, and I'm strictly talking on paper because I think there are reasons, like the inexperience, does he have the leadership qualities? There's questions there. But on paper, he's like as attractive of a candidate. I'm not talking about his looks. On paper, he's as good of a candidate as you could hope for, right? And then if it doesn't work out with him, the flip side with McCarthy is you get a guy that checks a lot of boxes and has the experience. So I feel like either way, like, I'm kind of leaning more. I've talked myself into more, but I would be nervous about the lack of experience, about the leadership stuff. And McCarthy checks those boxes. So again, I feel like they're sitting in considering all this, they're in a good spot.
Okay,
Dave,
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How hurt?
Now drink, you asshole! Drink. What the fuck are you doing?
That's right.
Yeah, he was trying to
weasel his way out.
Hope that our donations would forget.
Oh
and whose
man.
pants just got tighter.
Oppenheimer, 20 buckaroo donation.
I'm not familiar with Kahlua.
Ralph's
I
pants
don't
just
think
got tighter.
you can see it because the bottle is dark. Is it supposed to like be thick?
It's creamy. Yes, this could be really like it could be like curdled.
Kahlua is delicious.
Does it smell okay?
I don't think this is going to be a problem.
Is 1984 Kahlua delicious?
See, the thing is like if it's curdled or that there's something wrong with it, it's not going to be a problem now. It could be a problem tomorrow, though.
Or it could be a problem when we do the mailbag. That's right. Here we go.
Anyway,
Whoa.
what I was saying
That's
before
a
I
big
got
bottle or something.
Yeah, that was a pretty big bottle.
Oh,
I wasn't saying that Twitter should call the plays.
Delicious, right?
No.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
No. Something was definitely wrong.
Yeah, we should have poured it out into a glass.
Oh,
I think I did it. I think I
is
might have done it.
Kahlua? Is
It's
it
creamy.
like it's creamy? But does it have like
Bits and
You know,
pieces of
coffee.
boba? Does it have boba in it? No.
Yeah, is it supposed to have like bits
I
and
think
pieces?
my new nickname
It
should
was
be
like
Kellen Moore fanboy.
it wasn't chalky.
Especially
but
since
it had,
I'm
like,
trying to get
bits.
a breakdown on his offense
Jesus,
from
Ralph.
2022 and 2023.
I'm gonna
These
play it
guys
again.
are
Blame
donating.
Ralph.
They're giving us
Oh my
money,
God.
and you just fucking talk over them, Ralph.
Well, that was like the
Jesus.
longest message too. Jesus.
Sorry.
Can we play that again, please?
Play it
That was
again.
We
bad.
have to?
Play it again.
I think my new nickname should be Kellen Moore fanboy. Especially since I'm trying to get a breakdown on his offense from 2022 and 2023.
Damn, Butters, 20 buckaroo super chat. We
Thank
are
you,
40
Butters.
bucks away
Sorry
from
about
the
that.
2-hit combo.
All right. What's the thing on the puke meter?
It's an 8.5.
No
cool.
way.
It had-
That's an 8?
It tastes. You ever drink a milkshake, like a cookies and cream milkshake, and you can like taste the Oreo bits?
Yes.
That's what this is like, and I don't think I'm not familiar
not
with
supposed to have
Kahlua.
bits.
There's not
But it's-
supposed to be any bits in
There were bits in it. This is gonna be real bad.
Are there any
for
dates on that bottle?
Base like on Twitch?
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, but I guess I don't know for some reason.
my God!
Yes. What does it say?
November 1983.
Told you.
83?
Oh my
Oh, shit.
Told you. And that was not refrigerated at any point in those 42 years.
Oh man.
That thing's older than me, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
That is gross.
Jesus.
November
Much older.
80. This is older than it was the 39th anniversary today of the Challenger explosion. This is older than the Challenger explosion.
My
Jesus
goodness.
Christ, man.
Dude at 2504 says, Ralph, it's definitely not supposed to have bits. Thanks.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is
It's
why-
old enough to remember the Saints having never won a playoff game.
That's right. Never, it's old enough that the Saints never even had a winning season.
Yeah.
Older than Kellen Moore. Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Out in the chat.
Here's my thing though, and this is like Kellen Moore. He did good things with Dallas, and Philadelphia's going to the Super Bowl. Why is he clearly like a second tier candidate compared to like Liam Cohen and Ben Johnson? Like what am I missing here? Like I feel like
did you see Liam Cohen do the Duval
oh my God.
press conference?
He's more of a
After that, I think Liam Cohen is like a worse candidate than Rizzy.
he makes, dude, I'm the biggest crippled nerd on the face of the earth. He makes me look like Matthew McConaughey. Like, seriously. But,
Yeah.
Dave, how disappointed were you that, like, Cliff Kingsbury checked every box for you and he just flat out told the Saints no?
He doesn't check every box for me because he's got that DA-ish record. Not as bad as DA, but like I'm Cliff's had his chance. He doesn't check the boxes because I'm adding a box that needs to be checked, and one of them is that you weren't a head coach previously. Like this has to be your first job. This has to be your first head coaching job.
What Andrew, you had mentioned
So
this.
Kellen Moore checks 3 of your 4 now.
Yeah, I mean, look, honestly, we've talked like I don't know. Kellen Moore could be great. He might not be. I'm not really sure. It's hard to tell. I mean, yeah, the Eagles are having a great season. I don't know how much of that goes to Kellen Moore. I think I'm just thinking, like, if you're Kellen Moore, if you're one of these coaches that are left and the Saints head coaching job is the only one that's left, I don't know. I'm wondering if you're thinking just like Kingsbury is and just like whoever else who said, I'll wait another year. Let's see what happens in the next coaching cycle. I think there might be better coaching opportunities next year. And I don't necessarily want to just take this job just because it's available and just because it's a step up. Like, I don't know.
It's a DEFCON 5 or 4 disaster if the Saints don't get Rizzi or
And I thought Rizzi was going to the Bears with
Rizzi.
DA.
Rizzi's still on
He's
hold.
waiting to see what happens with the head
So
coach.
I mean, the
Okay.
Saints.
And so he wants it. Again, this is all of this is leading back to what I said I wanted to happen, which is Rizzi as your 1-year stopgap coach. Give him his chance. If he totally blows it out of the water and exceeds expectations, then he gets to keep his job. And if he does anything middle of the road or less, then you get rid of him, and then you have next year, like I was saying, the coaching cycle and coaching candidates next year, and you try to take your stab at it then. And maybe maybe your salary cap situation is slightly better than
Boy,
it is
Allen
this
has
year.
a great question. What word or phrase for the Saints is the equivalent of Cohen messing up Duval?
I don't know. By the way, I have another idea.
Ralph as Matthew McConaughey. All right, everybody.
Yeah, boy, Allen, 20 bucks.
Breaking
Super shot.
the AI. No,
By the way,
Daniel Blunt in the chat says that he wanted to let us know that we're his 4th favorite Saints podcast. A quick shout out to the top 3 of his podcast for taking the night off today so he could be with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
guys.
thank you. Honestly, also, this is also leading to something that I've said earlier. The Saints could get out of this situation and make themselves look a lot better if they do what I thought they were going to do last year and make Kai Harley the general manager and give Mickey Loomis some other title, meaningless title, and just let him, age away in an office somewhere and collect a check. Then the job might be more desirable. So again, maybe they should have listened to me last year.
Maybe they should have. Andrew, you made an interesting point when we were talking on the phone, and I want to bring it back up. You mentioned that, like, you thought that the Saint, like Mickey Loomis, had a higher, like, I don't know, people had a higher opinion of him than you thought, and you thought that because that the Saints might get a little better, like, candidates in their search. But has the NFL like downgraded the Saints? Like, if the Saints were a bond, have they gone from like AAA rating to not like a junk bond, but they're like bond rating or Q rating is very much down league wide, which going into this coaching search, I didn't think that, but like everything points to like the rest of the league is like, yeah, the Saints are weird and don't go there.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I wasn't expecting. I feel like the walls are closing in on Loomis a little bit. And it's not just, I mean, the fan base has been unhappy for a while, and they've been pretty vocally anti-Loomis. What I didn't expect was, like, the media seems to be, like, thinly veiled coming after him a little bit. And, yeah, so I'm starting to worry / wonder if his reputation is taking a little bit of a hit. But, like, look, like, the Saints won 5 games last year. So it goes with the territory. When you're struggling, these kind of things are going to happen. And, like, rightfully so, like, he needs to nail this hire. And if he doesn't, then that noise only gets louder. So that's to be expected. I mean, I'll kind of go back to what I said earlier, though. I think the Saints are in a good spot. Like, if you were to, like, Mike McCarthy, I put him right up there with I mean, like Vrabel. Like, if you were to tell me that Mike McCarthy was going to become available in this coaching cycle, like, there's nothing that Vrabel that screams like he's a much better profile candidate. And honestly, I would put Kellen Moore in the Ben Johnson bucket. Like, I don't think there's a big difference between those guys on paper. So we'll see what happens. Like, yes, the Joe Brady thing is concerning. Like, some of the noise, like, is to be expected. Some of the noise is concerning. But at the end of the day, if the Saints get one of these two guys, they're strong candidates. Like, hopefully it's a good hire and Mickey Loomis can turn things around. If he doesn't, like I said, the noise is only going to get louder.
Dave, how does whoever the Saints hire, whether it's Kellen Moore or McCarthy or Rizzi, how do they win the Jacksonville coach clearly like lost the press conference? What does he have to do to win the press conference? Like, what can be one thing that we could clip where like it would really get Saints fans excited?
Aaron Glenn's press conference was great, by the way.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
He nailed it.
I think if the new coach goes and clogs the toilet in the coach's bathroom on the first day before this first press conference, I think that's a good sign.
I think you bash the Falcons.
Yeah.
That could be.
Oh,
you curse. You use foul language. I like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You say you're going to bite their kneecaps off.
He seems like a really nice, really smart, really class guy. Like, I don't think you're going to get anything like that out of him, unfortunately.
Who? Kellen Moore?
Rizzi, though. Rizzi's press conference could be.
Rizzi's. We already know that if we're ranking press conferences, Rizzi
Rizzi might come through the wall like the Kool-Aid guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would actually be in favor of the Saints lying to Rizzi and telling him he has the job. Hold the press conference and be like, "We actually just wanted to see what you would say at your press conference."
Just kidding.
We're actually hiring Kellen Moore. Sorry.
By the way, Kamara tweeted a few days ago that his vote for who he wants to be coach rhymes with fizzy.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to know your opinions on that. My opinion is I don't that actually honestly kind of concerns me. I don't know if I want the players to have the coach that they want, only because I feel like, maybe this is like me being a boss and having employees. I'm always thinking like it's like the substitute teacher. Like, you don't want the person who's really going to be tough on you, who's really going to do the things that are hard, that are going to get the results. You want the person who's going to go easy just so you can blah-de-da and do whatever. And
that's true.
I mean, I'm not saying Kamara. I have seen, Nick Underhill and Triplett did that awesome video where they went behind the scenes with Kamara. Like, look, Kamara does everything he possibly can to be ready and in shape. I'm not saying that like him necessarily, but just the fact that like, I don't know, if a large majority of the players want this one guy, I guess I'd be a little concerned that, they want him for maybe not necessarily the right reason.
Dude, your boy Allen.
They're not. I mean, the players' opinions like matter zero to me. Like, they're not in the interview room. They don't know who the candidates are. Like, they're just
right.
They're not qualified to.
I think the players. I think they like. I think the players want Rizzi, Dave, not because they think he's a pushover and a substitute teacher, but I think these players that have won the Cam Jordans, the Kamaras, the Demario Davis, the only way they know that's for them that's ever been successful is the Sean Payton way, and I think they look at Rizzi and he's like, that's a guy who cares about the detail. He had a stretch before practice that helped us. Like, I think they look at him.
But that's not even the details. That's not even the details. And that's the thing. Is like, I don't know if Rizzi is going to be the kind of guy who's going to hire Ornstein to buy all the billboards in Miami from the airport.
Ornstein because Ornstein's dead.
Well, but that's my point is like, Rizzi, just because Rizzi discovered that the team needs to stretch before practicing doesn't necessarily mean he focuses on all the details. Well, it just means
good day. Yeah, he's better than DA, right?
Yeah, exactly. It just right. It just means that he's better.
That's a good point. That's
not a total idiot.
We have to consider here that the Saints were fresh off DA. So whatever they were going to get on the other side of that was going to look amazing. Of course they want that. Right. But the grass might actually be greener in this case. It's just they're comparing what they got after DA. Of course, it was going to look amazing. in the chat, we got a comment that I thought was interesting from Fleur to Ralph, which I agree with. All the players for the Raiders wanted Antonio Pierce. He got the job. He was fired a year later.
What the hell happened around?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, you're with us, just not your video.
You
Okay.
touched the wire. Or
Yeah, I
something.
think Ralph touched the wire. He never touched the wire, Ralph.
Yeah.
But
Your
yeah,
webcam's,
so no, look,
your webcam's gone, Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph.
there
There
we
you go.
There we go.
That looks terrible, Ralph. You're gonna need to fix that.
Oh, yeah.
What did you do,
really bad.
Ralph?
But yeah,
Jesus, this show is a disaster.
Wait till we get to the awards.
Jesus Christ, man. Ralph, can you see
Yeah.
that, Ralph?
Yeah.
You put something
you've got
in front
like a
of your
black
camera.
bar on the top. How does that happen?
I don't know.
You don't know?
There's
I don't
clearly
know.
something in front of the lenses.
I think
lensman.
I think you're on the wrong camera.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I gotta.
You
But
think so?
something is
Oh.
blocking the view of the camera that you're on currently.
Yes. It's just the other camera. It's probably a plant.
Okay, well lift the leaf then.
All right.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
There
that's
you go.
fine.
So here's the thing that the people in the chat before they got outraged that we had technical difficulties. I blame the power system in Poland.
Try to move the camera also, Ralph, to the right because, you know.
I will do canoe 2 because of the technical difficulties. If we reach the level for the second shot, I will do a bonus.
We're only
technical
$20 away.
I will do a,
So
a
get
bonus
ready, man. Get
bonus
ready
technical
already.
difficulty shot via
Yeah.
Vince.
Yeah,
I'll do
Thomas,
one of-
can you turn this in for the awards so we can try to win again podcast of the year?
Next
Turn
year,
this
of
one in.
course.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is what would be a sign that the coaching search not only has gone off the rails, but it is in the ditch, it is on fire, and it is a crisis, and maybe more people need to be fired. Andrew,
I am concerned that they flew to Kellen Moore. I know he's preparing for the Super Bowl, so maybe that's part of the deal, but why wouldn't he come to New Orleans? Like,
Reeks of desperation.
Yeah, like why wouldn't he want to see the locker room, see it like his possible office, like go to a meal in New Orleans? Like his first interview was a Zoom. So like he still hasn't come to New Orleans. That he conceptually would take this job without ever coming to New Orleans, visiting the facilities, whatever. It seems very strange to me, and it makes me worry that he doesn't really want the job. If like over the next several days, if he pulls out of this, like I think we're there, because even then, like I still feel like McCarthy's a good hire, and so I think we would all get over and be like, all right, McCarthy's our coach, let's go. But
man, it would look.
I don't think you recover from, like, I feel like we're already on this cliff with the Joe Brady news and Kingsbury not one. I feel like Kingsbury was never going to get this job, so he pulled out to save face. Like, let's be honest. But it's still not a great look, and it feeds that narrative. But like, if Kellen Moore, who clearly, like, the Saints have put all their chips to the middle, like he seems like the favorite. They flew to meet with him. If he passes, I think that's the answer to your question. We're there.
Learn to Rizzy at that point. But guys, I will tell you something that never disappoints, and that's Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. It is a strawberry flavored whiskey blended with aged wheat whiskey, American light whiskey, Cocktail and Sons, strawberry and lemon syrup. Fresh strawberries from Jonesdale Farm in Ponchatoula, Louisiana. It's 86 proof. The whiskey is blended and bottled at the Sugarfield Distillery in Gonzales, Louisiana. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. Supporting Saints Happy Hour all football season long. So support the people who support the show. Grab a bottle of Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey today. It's amazing. It goes great with almost anything. All right, it is time for.
Hold on, we haven't talked about Weaver and Kafka. Like, Dave, do you have an opinion on those guys at all?
No, and I don't think.
Kind of looks like an ugly version of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. Actually, I think that's nice. I guess. No, I don't think.
Looks like Kafka looks like a genie.
Wait, run amok! 20
Good
bucks!
fucking
Interception!
Did he have a message that Ralph talked over?
No message.
Oh, perfect.
Taking out
That's
some
my
of the
favorite
edge.
kind. My favorite kind.
All right.
And
Just
donating
give us
with
the
Stream
money.
Elements. Favorite donation ever.
That's the best kind because the YouTube mafia doesn't get their 30% cut. Stream Elements, thank you, man. Okay, so this is red, 99 proof. I don't even know what flavor it is, but here we go.
Wait, what do you mean you don't know? It doesn't say on the bottle?
It just says red, 99 proof. That's all.
Surely there's smaller writing that you can't read that says something.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Look it up, Dave.
After last drink, that's understandable.
All right, no, I got one. I told him because I do a technical difficulty bonus one. So here we go. I do this one, then I'm going to get up and get another one. So here we go.
Yeah, let me know what you find out about this red 99.
There's a goal.
Proof red.
No slap.
It is. He's right. It doesn't. Well, hold on. Does it?
I can't tell if this hit him or not.
It you know what it tastes like? It tastes like, you remember when you were a kid and you had like a Luden's cough drop?
Oh,
Yeah.
But if you had the Luden's cough drop and it was old and it was really old, it like changed flavor. Like that's what this tastes. It tasted like a Luden's cough drop that expired.
okay. I'm going to tell you what flavor
The
it is.
rating.
You're way off.
Rating.
Way off. Bubblegum.
No, it does not
Yep.
taste like.
Yes. Nope. No, I'm not telling you what you tasted. I'm telling you what it is.
But what is it?
bubblegum
Is it
flavored.
vodka or what?
Yeah, it's bubblegum flavored vodka.
Okay.
99 red
Hey,
is like
Sally,
a shot
I
of
need
liquid bubblegum.
assistance.
Give me the quick rating, Ralph.
All right. What's the rating, Ralph? And then go get yourself another shot.
It's an 8, but I worry that it might be a 10
Another
when me
8?
and Dave are doing the mailbag.
All right. Don't. Oh man, he did you
We're
see
gonna
that? He
preview
touched
that
the
bitch, and
camera.
I'm gonna be drunk as fuck.
He did.
He was very close to touching the wire there.
So
Man.
apparently Ralph thinks bubblegum.
Oh, wait.
My peak hatred Bill Vinovich coaching Tulane. Gross.
Oppenheimer! 20 buckaroo super chat. Thanks, man.
Oppenheimer, I don't know. You know what? You know what I think this is? This is like, you know, the guy who's not comfortable in his sexuality and he makes
You
all the
finally
jokes
got
about
to him,
being gay.
Oppenheimer.
And then it turns out that guy is actually gay. I think that's what this is.
You think he's a huge Tulane
He's
fan?
in the closet. He's in the closet. He's a closeted Tulane. He's probably an LSU fan. He's probably an LSU fan, and he probably
He
hates
doesn't want to
himself.
admit he loves.
He hates
Tulane.
himself. He's in a house. He's in a house that probably looks like Big Lee's house. It's just purple and gold everywhere. And but inside he's like, oh my god, I just wish my wife would let me be a Saints fan, a Tulane fan. I can't live like this anymore. I think that's what this. That's my
Tulane
take.
scores.
That's my take.
Tulane scores, and he's like, "No."
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So this is from.
Love you, Oppenheimer. Hey, buddy, if you want to play in the golf tournament, my Tulane golf tournament, I'll let
His
you play
brain
with
tells
Coach-
him no, but his dick tells him yeah.
Right. You can play with Coach Summerall. I assume you have a lot of money, Oppenheimer, that you waste on us every single Tuesday. You
No,
must
it's
have-
money well spent, Oppenheimer. Don't listen to him. In fact, Oppenheimer, keep insulting
You made
him.
Dave mad. Mission accomplished, man.
Keep making Dave really angry by donating money here. This is Strawberry Sundae, and it's vanilla liqueur and strawberry vodka.
That sounds right up your alley.
It does, but all right, let's
Sounds like another 8, man.
look at
I love how you just volunteered to do this. Nobody even asked you for that.
I know.
That looks
But
like Pepto.
well, I feel bad when we have technical. I feel bad that we had technical difficulties, Dave.
I got a phone call on my phone that screwed my Bluetooth on my thing in the middle of my conversation while I was talking.
Ew, look at it.
What is that?
Drink
That is
it.
gross. That looks like
looks like
something my
Pepto.
daughter would
This
drink.
is gonna be the longest show of all time, I'm telling you that.
Oh my gosh.
my God.
I know, we haven't even gotten to the awards. Let's go.
Yeah, that's why, man.
Ugh.
We'll skip the questions and do the mailbag.
Ugh. We might not
No,
have a
What?
no
So
skipping the
what was
questions.
that?
Oh, that is it's light. It was like low alcohol volume, but it lingers. It's got like it's like an 8.5. It lingers like Malort. Oh God.
What was that?
That was strawberry vodka, right?
Yeah. Ugh, gross.
Oh,
All right.
fuck. The
Let's go to
rating.
let's go to the awards.
Then what's the rating, man?
8.5.
8.5. He said 8.5.
I said 8.5.
He said 8.5.
All right, my bad.
Even though we can't do half points.
Okay.
And we've told him that many times.
So the first award.
I got 3 more days.
Then
until
can I
start
do the
drinking
intro
leather.
at least, man?
Yeah, do the intro, Thomas. do the intro.
man. Man,
the
the
intro.
intro is short, man. At least that's, you know.
He's not going to do any of the stuff we talked about.
Probably not.
Beautiful. I feel like. Wait, are we having a red carpet? What are you wearing, Ralph?
I'm gonna be wearing these shots.
Ralph, is that couture from Fanatics that you got on tonight? This evening?
I'm wearing retro
Retro brand?
band. No, I'll be wearing these shots in a minute. All right, so the first award is about what was one of the best moments of the year by a Saints coach. Thomas, give the nominees.
And the nominees for the most Rizzy moment are clogging the toilet, murdering Matthew Habel, and ruining Young Ho Koo.
See, this is a great award. This one's tough.
I feel like there's 2 top contenders, and there's one that doesn't really have much of a chance. I don't know.
It's tough because destroying a toilet or ruining an Atlanta Falcon is just strong as it gets.
I don't know. Hayball is Dave's UDFA son, so
Yeah, Dave,
that was pretty special. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, you might. Thomas, tell us who won.
No,
Whoa,
I haven't
already?
even given my thoughts. Jesus, Ralph. Jesus.
Rob is gonna
I
breeze
feel
through
like-
it, man. It's gonna take 5 minutes, man.
I feel like clogging a toilet is a strong contender, but yeah, ruining Younghoe Koo, who is a noted Saints killer. I'm actually on the fence between those 2.
I mean,
Yeah, I think it's those 2. I don't even know why anything having to do with Hayball would even be considered in this thing, especially something so negative. I can't even believe that it would even be included.
I mean, you can argue that Koo kind of got DA fired. Like, I feel like if Koo doesn't make that kick and the Saints go 3-1 instead of 2-2, you might have been a lot of things might have been different in 2024. So it's tough. But this is a great category. This is hard for me because I'm Team Rizzy. I want him to be the coach, even though.
What? Are you serious?
Yes. Even though people will
Really? Over Kellen Moore and
Yes.
over McCarthy?
I want Rizzy. I want him. He's
No.
fun. He's fun. I want him.
Oh my God. You're stop.
I want him. I know people will laugh at us. They'll make fun of us. And
Do you think that's the
What do you mean
Saints?
us? I never said I wanted Rizzy.
Do you think that that's the? Do you think that that's the
You're
Saints?
on an island, bro. This is your
Yeah.
take.
I'm on Rizzy Island. I admit it.
Rizzy is your baby.
You're on Rizzy freaking Island. Do you think that that's the Saints' best path to success?
I don't
It's not
know.
even about that with him, dude.
I don't even care. I don't
You don't
because I
even
don't
care?
know. I don't
See,
know who's
this
going to
is
be
what
good.
I don't-
I don't know who's going to be good. I don't know any of these coaches are going to be good. And in 3 years of these 7 coaches that got hired this year, 5 of them are going to get fired, and we have no idea who.
Yeah, that's true.
I know that Rizzy is fun, and the thing is, here's what I know: that man desperately wants this job. And he will treat this job like it's the greatest accomplishment of his career, whereas Mike McCarthy will not. Kellen Moore, maybe not. I want Rizzy, so I'm biased. This
I'm
award
telling
was
you
very-
right now, I see it now, Dave. Fast forward to Rizzy getting the job. 4 weeks into the season,
I want him
tops,
fired.
Ralph is demanding he be fired into the sun.
Yeah, I mean, look, Ralph, I would treat the job like it was the greatest thing in my life. Also, if I had the job, doesn't mean I would be good at it.
I don't know why y'all aren't on the Rizzy Island. I'm all.
I want the Saints head coaching job really bad. Should I get it?
I actually don't want it. I don't know why anybody wants to be a head coach of an
That's
NFL.
why I want you to have it, Dave.
Or a college. Yeah, these people never see
great.
their damn families. They're always traveling. They're sleeping in the office. No, thank you. I have no desire.
All right, so who won?
Who won, Thomas?
All right, let's.
Now, wait a
see
minute.
who
We
won.
had 4. Wait, Thomas, did you get a vote as a tiebreaker, a 5th vote, or was it just the 4 of us?
I will tell you after the announcement. All right.
And I wanted to know if there's a tiebreaker.
And the winner of the 2024 Most Rizzy Moment is Ruining Young Ho
Oh,
2.
yeah. See,
No way.
I mean,
Who voted for this?
I'm kind of liking this.
Who voted for this?
I hate
he
Young
had
Ho.
the kicker voodoo all year long. Like it was incredible.
I voted for Toilet.
Okay, so let me
vote for?
tell you this was the only award when there was a draw, and I had to decide who won. It was between
like it's a
this
good-
and clogging the toilet.
Yeah.
It was 2-2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So
this
you
was
wrote
the
this down.
only award when there was a draw. So you know.
All right.
So the next one is in a season that went off the rails. Like they had some fun. We had some fun in this season. We had some fun moments. Thomas, tell the people the nominees.
And the nominees for the Best Saints Moment are Kamara's 53-yard touchdown versus Dallas, Brian Breesy blocked field goal versus Giants, and Gail Benson firing Dennis Allen.
DA fired. Final answer. Like that's the only good thing that came out of this seaon. Period. End of story. If you could offer like
Way to leave it ambiguous, Andrew.
Yeah, like if you were to like extend the Kamara
Jesus Christ,
touchdown
man.
against Dallas to just like Saints being 2-0. I feel like Kamara's touchdown against Dallas, I barely even remember that. I feel like it's more like
I don't remember it.
that moment of them being 2-0 and they blew 2 teams out and we were talking Super Bowl. Like that was looking back now, they won 3 games.
That feels like 2012.
Yeah, like it never got better than that. Like it was all downhill from there. So at least the first 2 weeks they gave us like this dream.
Yeah.
But I mean that doesn't top
I
getting
feel
DA
like
up out of here.
I feel like that somebody got slighted on this nominee because Brian Brissy, he blocked that field goal. That probably cost the Saints like 4 spots in the draft. Like if he wouldn't have blocked that field goal, they might be picking 5th. So I don't know that we could call that the best moment of the year. Like I feel like Taysom versus the Browns needed to be in there. So this award, like the nominees, the Oscar, they did a poor job of nominating. Thomas, who won?
The committee.
Every day.
All that being said, Thomas, reveal the DA being fired as the winner, please.
Yeah, before I reveal it, Kenneth to you a while ago said, Ralph needs another drink. Ralph, do you have another drink ready?
I don't. I'm supposed to drink another one?
Do you have
If we get to
Malort?
the next donation goal.
Do you have Malort at your disposal? man?
I do have a Malort. If we hit the
Go grab a Malort.
That's your answer then.
It sounds like one of our listeners is ready to take us to the next donation goal.
That's right.
Go
Yes,
grab
sir.
yourself a Malort, Ralph.
What's
All right.
While we reveal the winner.
And the winner of the 2024 Best Saints Moment is Gail firing Dennis Allen.
That's right.
I mean that was the only answer.
I mean, that's Robin Williams
Runaway
nominated
winner,
for Goodwill
yeah.
Hunting. It's
That's right.
lock of the year.
Denzel
Thomas, is
Washington
this
in
AI?
Philadelphia.
Did you get AI to do the voicing here?
What AI, man? That's me, man. That's me in my, womanese voice.
So, these shots are hitting.
It's the Kahlua bits.
It is the Kahlua.
That's
bit.
fire.
So
boy.
we just had the best Saints moment of the year, Dennis Allen getting fired. But like Dennis Allen, he was with the Saints for like 2.5 years. And like in 2024, they had a lot of like DA type moments, like peak
Not
DA.
so great moments.
Not so great moments. But like, what was the most like DA moment that we had? Thomas, give us the nominees.
All right, let's see the nominees.
And the nominees for the most Dennis Allen shit are What is a Metaphor? Punting versus Carolina with chance to ice the game and Gotta Have That Guac.
This is
I just like listening to her pronounce things.
This is a murderer's row of nominees. Like
This is tough.
This was the hardest one, I think, out of
Yeah.
all the ones we had.
Yep.
I
I think all three. So the gotta have the guac. I mean, I feel like that story is more about his wife and then him having a quip. And I don't even think that happened this season, right? Wasn't that like a story from before?
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. That's right.
That's true.
That was when he
So-
first got hired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, the metaphor thing was ridiculous in the press conference. The fact he's like, yeah, can I get a definition on that? Like, what? What are you talking about? I kind of like the middle one, I think, between the three, just because like punting against Carolina, the worst team in the league, like that just showed what an absolute coward he was. It was like 4th and 1, 4th and 2, like just go for it and kill the game. But he couldn't. He was like, no, I'm going to rely on my defense. And of course,
Your defense
the worst
sucks.
team in the league, just shredded through him like cheese, and we lost to the Panthers, and that got him fired.
Yeah. I wonder if you went back and you told DA, you're like, if you lose this game, you're getting fired. Would he have still punted?
Yeah, punt. He would have punt on 3rd down.
I trust my defense. All right, Thomas, tell us who won.
And the winner of the 2024 Most Dennis Allen Shit is
Gail firing DA.
Punting versus Carolina with chance to
That's
ice
good.
the game.
No.
I feel like
What did you like, Dave? You like
I
something else better?
I voted for guac. Although I wasn't thinking at the time that you were right. I hadn't thought about that. That wasn't necessarily this season. Although
the 2024 award.
I know. That was kind of like our. That story came out after he got fired. So
True.
I don't know, but to be honest with you, though, if I was putting that aside, I would have voted for the metaphor thing just because, just
what is
reveals himself to be a
You
real.
should have known.
I feel like you got to keep chopping wood. Should have been on here.
Yeah.
Personally.
Or maybe somebody in the chat said, "This sometimes you got to pop out and show them." That should have been like the most DA.
Yeah, that could have been in there.
Yeah. Wendell Cavalier, he says, apologizing to Arthur.
That was last year.
That
That's
was last year, but like over the course of his career, that was the most DA shit.
Technically, it was in the year 2024. Wendell,
True.
Could have maybe squeezed
not
it in.
season.
If we'd have been-
Yeah, that was a worthy nominee right
Yeah.
there.
So the next one is, listen, every Saints season, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's terrible, like 2024, they always have a moment where you're like, that is some peak Saints stuff right there. And
The
so this-
Saintsiest moment.
the Saintsiest moment. So that's what this award is. Thomas, give us the nominees.
And the nominees for the most Saintsy moment are defense running into each other versus Eagles, collapsing after another 2-0 start, and realizing stretching before practice is a good idea.
I mean,
This is another tough one. I mean, I don't know that
This
the
is-
middle one collapsing after another 2-0 start. Like, I've also seen them start 0-4. So, like, when the Saints are terrible, they do it in a variety of ways. But these other, like, the story of this season, it was injuries. So, like, one day magically waking up and being like, hey, we should stretch. Or, hey,
we should activate.
our walkthroughs shouldn't be going at 120% without a proper warm-up. That feels very Saintsy. On the other hand, two guys colliding into each other and letting a guy run wild to win the game for the Eagles, also very Saintsy.
Right, and you can hear the Benny Hill music as you watch it, and also, it's a moment that has an image. Like you've got that image of the two of them hitting each other in your mind. There's no image that you can come up with, as far as realizing the stretching is a good idea.
The thing I remember about that play in particular was that AJ Brown was inactive and he didn't play in that game. And the Eagles were down. They were chasing the score. And then Devontae Smith, I can't remember who hit him, but he got a concussion. Someone on the Saints absolutely blew him up. Was it Alante?
Yeah.
You remember who hit him?
It was, yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, Devontae Smith got absolutely annihilated, knocked out of the game. And I remember texting Ralph. I'm like, literally the only dude they have left to throw to is Dallas Goedert. That's the last, everyone else, you can put a traffic cone out there and cover him. Just cover Dallas Goedert. That's
Guess
it.
Who they threw to.
They throw to Dallas Goedert. Two guys run into each other, and he's going for 70 yards. And I'm texting Ralph, motherfucker, that's literally the guy, the one guy you had to cover.
It's crazy. It's crazy to
say that. Forget it. That's the winner. That is
crazy.
The craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Wow, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl and representing the NFC, and we could have and should have beaten them. And I remember my takeaway from this game, and I don't really remember a lot of details about a lot of games, especially not like you guys do, but I remember this game because I remember Nick Sirianni just being a total idiot. Like Nick Sirianni just tried so hard to give us this game, and we refused to take it. He was at our door. He rang the bell, hat in hand. He had the gift in his hand, and we just slammed the damn door in his face and said, "No, thank you. No, thank you. Right. We're good. I'm good."
If the Saints would have beat the Eagles like they should have in this game, Nick Sirianni, he would have been on death watch because the Eagles would have been 1-2.
The Eagles fans were Sirianni had to shave his head. Sirianni didn't. Once he shaved his head, everything changed. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if it's Taxi Driver or something, but after Baldiani, they call him Baldiani now. There's Nick Sirianni early season, and then there's Baldiani later in the season. And after he shaved his head, that's when they really started winning. But
yeah.
That's what I remember about this game is we just constantly were clutching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yeah, Thomas, tell us
that loss was unbelievable.
Yeah,
and now they're in the Super Bowl.
And the winner of the 2024 Most Saintsy moment is realizing stretching before practice is a good idea.
It's a strong winner. It's a
strong winner. I mean, no complaints. I mean, it's pretty Saintsy.
Honestly, from this, considering that information from this point forward, whether Rizzy's our coach or whether somebody else is coming in, we will be able to start next season with a coaching staff that believes in stretching. And so I think at the very least next year, I think we should at least be hopeful for better injury luck, and a healthier roster throughout, regardless of who comes.
I mean, it cannot be worse, right?
It can't be worse on offense for sure. I should have had Thomas clip the sound of Rizzy when they asked him about stretching, because you could see it in his face. He wanted to be like, the guy before me was a dumbass and didn't stretch, and we told him over and over again he should. You could see he wanted to say it, but he knew being politically correct, he couldn't. I should have had Thomas clip that sound, but I didn't. He was too busy making the video to open the show. So now we got a serious award. Now we've done the cool ones, the fun one. Now we have a serious award.
When do we do the thing where we go through everybody that died this year? Do we have one of those?
The Oscar montage.
Montage? Did we put together that?
We haven't yet. But we're going to do
it would be just DA.
I was going to say, who would be on there besides DA?
I don't know.
Rashid Shaheed's leg.
Rashid Shaheed, Chris
Adebo's
Olave.
leg.
That would have been funny, actually, if we did. Yeah, if we did that, we did everybody's
I'll
injuries.
list all the injuries. It would have been too long. It's got to be its own episode.
Nah, that would have been so. We blew it. We blew it. Yeah.
So
we should really workshop these things.
we thought we were like, hey, we got to do offensive and defensive player of the year. Offensive player of the year. Andrew was like, well, whatever person was left standing is the offensive player of the year. But no, we have multiple nominees. Thomas, give us the nominees for offensive player of the year.
And the nominees for the Offensive Player of the Year are Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, and Taliesin Fuaga.
This is tough because
Yeah, it's tough.
I don't think this one's that tough.
I'm torn between Kamara and Hill. Fuaga, I think he had a great year. I'm happy to have him. We finally did a good job making a first overall draft pick. But he's still a rookie, so I was kind of like, he'll have other years, and I'd rather give him rookie of the year, offensive instead of offensive player in the year. I'd rather go with Kamara Hill here.
I feel like I know that other people had a better year, but I feel like, and maybe Andrew, it's the injury to Taysom, and I feel like we might not see him in a Saints uniform, so like the nostalgia is pulling me that way. But like that Cleveland game where he just like took it over, it was really, really fun. And so that's where my heart goes. But Thomas, who won?
All right, let's see who won.
And the winner of the 2024 Offensive Player of the Year is Alvin Kamara.
I voted for Taysom.
Yeah,
You were the only one.
I felt like things break down when Taysom's not around.
Everyone-
I feel like he does so
Alvin
much.
had arguably the best year of his career, certainly one of the best, and I feel like he's bounced back from maybe a couple years now where he's been trending down, and he bounced back in a big way. He had the most rushing yards of his career in an individual season, and he carried this team with all the injuries that happened for a while. So, and like that video with Nick Underhill kind of showed just how dedicated he is, how much the city means to him, and it was great they were able to get a contract done, and he gets to stay. I thought this.
I don't know if it was his best season, but it was his most impressive because he had every reason, like after DA got fired, to just be like, you know what, I'm done.
You got to consider too the injuries. He was right, like he played through a lot. Yeah,
he played through a ton. Like he really wanted that 1,000 yards, and it was a shame. It was a shame he didn't get it. But that's how it goes. So now we gotta go. We thought about not having this award at all because nobody on the defensive side of the ball, they didn't really deserve it. Like, but Thomas was like,
It's funny you say that.
Thomas was like, if you have an offensive player of the year, you got to have a defensive player of the year. And I was like, Poland, well, you got to have power, but you don't always have power. And Thomas was like,
touche.
Thomas was like, cripple, we're doing it. You're doing a defensive player of the year. So Thomas, give us the nominees.
Special teams player of the year.
Proceed.
My vote is groupie.
Give us.
My vote is Hayball.
Give us the defensive player of the year nominees.
My vote is Ralph.
Rizzy disagrees.
Yeah, I know.
And the nominees for the Defensive Player of the Year are Tyrann Mathieu, Chase Young, and Brian Breesy.
Tyrann Mathieu.
Never mind, it's AI. I got my answer.
I mean,
well, I didn't vote for Tyrann Mathieu, but if I had known she was going to pronounce it that way, that might have swayed me.
Tyrann Mathieu.
Why is that the correct French way that you pronounce it?
Yeah, it is actually.
Tyrann Mathieu. He sounds like a winger that Everton bought for 40 million pounds, and he's terrible. That's
winger.
They bought him from Lyon, and he's terrible.
I mean, I would say that Chase Young had the most complete season of the three of these guys, and he was healthy, which has kind of been a knock over the course of his career. Like he struggles to stay healthy. But I don't know. I can't help but think that Chase Young, despite having a pretty good year for the Saints, and I know he's probably going to parlay this into a pretty good contract, I can't help but feel like he still didn't quite live up to his draft status and the hype.
Man.
Yeah, he was good. Like I thought Chase Young had a good season, but and given his contract and given that he has struggled in the league, like maybe he exceeded expectations, but I don't know. I'm kind of still like slightly feeling like he was maybe a mild disappointment. So
I mean,
Brissie led the team in sacks. Like for a defensive tackle, that's impressive.
Chase Young, like he was the only guy the Saints spent money on in free agency. The only guy. They needed him to be better than he was. If he wins, I'm gonna be like disgusted.
And Brissie had that blocked field goal too.
Yeah, and Brissie had the blocked field goal.
Well, when Thomas sent the list of all these things and who to vote for, and I got to this category, and I was like, "This is who I have to choose from." Like these were the three guys. These are the three top guys on defense.
You wrote in Lattimore, didn't you?
I wrote no.
They abstained.
I wrote it. My literally, if I was more clever, I would have voted for one of those two guys. No, my vote was. I literally said, "This is." That was my answer. This is what I have to pick from. I didn't vote.
Yeah.
Could we pick
So it's funny
Lattimore?
that's what you said, Ralph.
Could we pick Lattimore even though he didn't play on grounds that the draft picks were more valuable than these three players?
By the way, the Commanders fans were not happy with Lattimore.
They are not.
The NFC Championship.
I'm not going to lie. That was very gratifying.
Yeah. They're feeling like maybe they got a lemon.
They got Loomis cooked them. Thomas, who?
There you go. Score one for Loomis.
That's right. Thomas, give us the winner.
And the winner of the 2024 Defensive Player of the Year is Brian Brissie.
I guess so. Like,
He had a good season. Come on.
well, the thing is, Andrew, I'm very optimistic now that I know that Todd Grantham was a terrible defensive line coach. I'm very optimistic that if the Saints get a good defensive line coach, maybe they can teach Brian Brissie how to play the run, and then you add playing the run with a 7 to 10 sack defensive tackle, then you really got something. So,
hey, I just want to point out that, of these three nominees on offense and defense, you got Fuaga on offense, Brissie on defense. That's our last two first-round picks.
Right.
So as bad as we've been drafting, the last two first-round picks are looking okay.
back on track.
Glass half full.
So our next award, we're back to the serious award. The joke awards of offensive and defensive player of the year. The joke awards, those are done. We can get back to the serious awards now. This award is from that meme. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. So Thomas, give us the nominees.
And the nominees for the Facepalm Award, aka I'm Not Mad, I'm Just Disappointed Award, are Kendre Miller, Juwan Johnson, and Alontae Taylor.
This is a strong category.
I mean, take your pick.
I feel like
we should rock, paper, scissors here.
here's the thing.
Yeah, it was close in the voting too.
I've always been like Kendre Miller is my guy. He won me a ton of money at TCU, so I can't quit him. I just can't. I know he's injured. I know he driving DA insane is a check mark in his column. DA hated him so much. But I feel like when I watched the games, the one that I always had the most vitriol towards was Juwan Johnson. I don't at least 10 times in December I said get him off my team. So I don't know.
I have breaking news. This is just coming in. I just read this on Twitter. Kendre Miller has pulled a hamstring. But
I thought you were going to say Kellen Moore has taken himself out of the running for the same coaching job.
Yeah, I'm with you though, Ralph. I mean, the Juwan Alontae Taylor, he moved outside. He was forced to move from nickel, and then he moved outside. I still think Alontae was one of the better defenders we had on the season. So I would say he's a distant third compared to Kendra. I think you can make a case for Kendra and Juwan. Like every year, I feel like Juwan every year we believe that this is the year he's going to be this 80 catch tight end. It's never going to happen.
Right. And I agree. Alante Taylor is kind of the third odd man out here. It's really between Kendra and Juwan. And, you know, my whole thinking is like, yeah, I keep hearing people expecting these things out of Juwan Johnson, but I'm not understanding why. I have never really seen anything from him that would warrant this. Kendra, when he's healthy, I see some
really good.
I've seen some ridiculous. Like he looks like the next Alvin Kamara, but he just never stays freaking healthy, and that is the most annoying thing to me.
Yeah, he is. Thomas, give us the winner.
And the winner of the 2024 Facepalm Award is
Gotta be Kendra.
Kendra Miller.
Yes, let's go.
2-on-1.
Florida Ralph says Kendra Miller never pulled his weight, only hamstrings. So it just Juwan Johnson. The Saints he had like one good half of one season, and the Saints like wildly overpaid it.
Yeah.
So listen, the last award. Now that I think about it, it kind of made me sad because it's players that like they had moments in 2024 where we were like, oh my God, you are going to be special. You're going to make the leap. You might be a superstar, but for whatever reason, it just didn't happen. Thomas, give us those nominees.
And the nominees for the Obi-Wan Kenobi Award, aka You Were Gonna Be Special in 2024 and Then Horrible Happened, are Paulson Adebo, Rashid Shaheed, and Eric McCoy.
See, this was in the service, it was difficult, but like to me, the moments of 2024 when I look back that gave me the most joy was Shaheed. Like I feel like everybody went to that Carolina game and we were like, we're gonna boo DA, we're gonna boo Derek Carr, we're gonna boo him and boo him and boo him, and it's gonna feel good, but we're gonna hate ourselves because if we lose to Carolina to open the season, this is gonna be terrible. And boom, they hit Shaheed with that bomb, and the roof of the dome came off. And then the next week, they did it again against Dallas, and it was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Shaheed is gonna be the next superstar, and then he got hurt.
Yeah, the Shaheed. I also felt like later in the season when Valdez-Scantling was going off, I couldn't help but think like, man, if Shaheed was healthy, that would have been him, and he would have been doing it more than Valdez-Scantling was, you know? So as fun as Valdez-Scantling was, I feel like we would have seen more of it with Shaheed. And yeah, I feel like he was off to the races with like a breakthrough season where he was just going to go off. So, McCoy, I don't know if you guys saw this. McCoy ended up making the Pro Bowl thanks to, I guess, someone getting hurt, or I don't know if the center was in the Super Bowl or whatever. But so he's now our lone Pro Bowler, and he only played like 6 games this year. So
yeah,
that's impressive. Yeah, I mean, you guys saw like when McCoy went down against the Eagles, the entire offense just completely imploded. And we got a very clear view of just how valuable and important he is to the team, and how critical he is to the offense success. So I don't know. Adebo was disappointing too, especially after Lattimore got traded away and he was injured all season. We could have used Adebo, but I feel like this is Shaheed or McCoy. I think one of those two.
Look, McCoy. The second he got injured, I think that was the turning point in the entire season. I think you can absolutely point to that as that was the linchpin, the keystone, whatever you want to say. Everything changed from that moment on. So if you want to if that's important to you in voting for this, considering, then I think McCoy's the answer.
Yeah, Thomas, give us the winner.
All right, let me give you the winner.
And the
voted
winner
for
of the
Shahid.
2024 Obi-Wan Kenobi Award is Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah, that's the right winner.
I mean, the thing is like McCoy was never supposed to be like amazing. He was supposed to be good, like we always expect him to be. Like Shahid, after those first 2 games, like we were like, holy shit, like he could have a really ridiculous year at wide
Thomas.
receiver.
Thomas, hit the breaking news siren.
Uh-oh, what?
We got legit breaking news.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Oh no!
Andrew Juge, you've made fun of me. You've killed my Rizzy dreams
No way.
every day
No,
for like a month.
No.
And I'm just telling you, we're
No.
this close to learning Rizzy. Mike McCarthy pulled his name out of the coaching search.
Wait a minute. That you're burying the lead. Wait, you're talking about Rizzy,
Making it
but the
rain.
story is that Mike McCarthy pulled his name out of the hat. That's
right.
Are you not okay? We just talked 45 minutes ago. Like if McCarthy and Kellen Moore, if they drop out,
right.
that's when the tire fire. That was Andrew's
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
And
We're
you
starting
got
a
now
while-
McCarthy.
Hold on. Here's the tweet from Tom Pelissero.
Oh shit.
Pelissero. He said that former Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy has decided to focus on the 2026 hiring cycle and will not coach in the NFL this season. Sources tell me in Rap Sheet. McCarthy, who made the playoffs 12 times in 18 seasons, is expected to be a strong candidate a year from now.
Holy
Now,
shit.
you can take this one of 2 ways, actually.
I'm taking it one way.
The Saints interviewed with Kellen Moore yesterday, and it's possible that like they offered him a contract, and they're not allowed to announce this right until after the Super Bowl. But it's possible that this news is coming in the wake of the Saints agreeing to terms with Kellen Moore, basically saying or letting McCarthy know, hey, I think we're going to go in that direction. Let's not bother meeting. And, just consider the timing here because Kingsbury pulled out today too. And these both happened within hours of each other after the Kellen Moore meeting. So
The agents are talking.
I will just say, like, I don't think this is necessarily like a panic moment. Now, again, if Kellen Moore pulls out, I completely 180 here. So it's a full tire fire at that point. And Ralph's Rizzy dreams are fully in play.
That's right.
But this could mean it's a done deal with Kellen Moore. Just
It's good to done. Here's the thing. I was arguing with media people and multiple people, and they were like, well, it's not official until it's official. And I'm like, listen, Kyle Shanahan, when he was coaching in the Super Bowl with Atlanta, everybody knew he was going to San Francisco. When Dan Quinn was coaching with the Seahawks against Denver, everybody knew he was going to Atlanta, right? So it doesn't have to be like a tweet from the Saints or official or have a press conference. We're going to know. I think we're going to know before today's Tuesday. We're going to know before Friday. Like somebody's going to Rossini.
Yeah.
Hell, they're going to leak it and be
dude, they flew up on Gail Benson, whatever,
Jet.
won. Yeah.
The Benson.
Gail Benson won. They flew to meet
Taking
the
care
guy
of Benson.
and full court press. Like, if that didn't work, they sent the message to every other candidate that was their guy.
Yeah.
So, if they blow Kellen Moore, the problems are even worse than we all imagined.
And we imagine they're pretty bad.
There is no sugarcoating this. If
Why
Kellen
don't you
Moore
back it up
doesn't
with a
work
source?
out,
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
this is a disaster. But this all points to Kellen Moore being the guy.
Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore. He's getting a 6-year, $60 million deal. Like he's got the Saints over a barrel.
I guess I technically should be excited about. He's going to be the guy. Obviously, because the only box he doesn't check is the good-looking box, and I guess in the end that doesn't really matter as far as whether you're a good coach or not.
It does. I mean, look at like McCarthy. He ain't no prize.
I don't know. Let's see what happens. I like Andrew's optimism.
DA's
I like
coming
it.
back, guys.
No,
Yeah.
stop.
Well, DA's
Stop.
already taken
He's
the
already
Bears
gone. Yeah, he's already
All
gone.
right, you're right.
DA is the
You're
defensive
right.
coordinator for the Bears.
Bears.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say this. I think Kellen Moore, I've been doing a ton of research on him, listening to a lot of his press conferences. The guy is
Has he ever clogged the toilet?
not admittedly.
Does he know what a metaphor is?
I guarantee you he knows what a metaphor is.
Does he gotta
Does he know what a simile is?
That's a good question. I don't
Would
know.
he apologize to the
Does he
opposing
know what an
team
oxymoron
coach for anything?
Chop wood. But go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, no. My impression of Kellen Moore is that he's extremely intelligent. He's a very good football mind. His dad was a head coach of his high school football team, so you kind of grew up the son of a coach. You can tell just the way he talks, the way he. I'll tell you one thing that really impressed me when he landed this Philadelphia job, which, I think a lot of people wanted and coveted. And for him to get that OC job was a testament to that he was a strong candidate. The fact that, he came into his press conference and he was like, look, I've never coached a quarterback like this before. We're not going to throw out the good. So they were asking him, like, are you going to bring your concepts in and are they just going to do your stuff? Or are you going to continue running the Philadelphia offense? Or are you going to kind of mix of both? And he's like, yeah, I think I have some opportunities here to iterate and sprinkle some stuff in that I think is going to help. But he's like, I'm not going to throw out the good stuff. And he's like, there's a lot of things this offense does really well. And we want to double down on that. And we want to iterate. And so I definitely got from him that he's a guy that studies trends, that evolves. And I think that's really important, especially in this day and age, in this modern game. And he's a coach that's innovative. He's smart. He's a good play caller, good play designer. He's been in multiple places now. So he's learned from Mike McCarthy in Dallas. He's been with the Chargers. Obviously, the head coach got fired. And so that's why he moved on from the Chargers after a rough year with the Chargers. And then he got the Eagles job. And obviously now he's in the Super Bowl. This is his first year with the Eagles. So he checks a lot of boxes. He communicates very well. He's super, super big on details, alignment, how all 11 guys make the play work, how they have to align, how they have to, do all these little things. So like there's a lot to like. I mean, the big question mark is he's 36 years old. And
I love that.
Well, I don't know how great of a disciplinarian he is. Like he comes across as a really nice.
Okay, you just hire.
Definitely better than DA. Come on.
Hire somebody. Just hire.
By the way, I think he's still.
Wait. Let me read a donation message from Oppenheimer. Thanks for $5. Moore's pull-out game is weak.
Yeah. Nice.
So he's like Kevin.
I think Moore still holds the record for most starts by a quarterback in NCAA history. Because he started all 4 years at Boise, and Boise was like really good. So that's a plus, I think. But I'm still Andrew, I know it would be bad for the Saints, and I know it would make everybody just laugh at them. But like I'm still hoping that Moore pulls out and we get Rizzy.
No. Now again, but going back to what you said earlier, Andrew, you brought up a good point. Like Kellen Moore still has yet to even come to the facility, see what his office would look like, see what the facilities look like. So that's a little weird, huh? Maybe.
A little weird. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the aspect of this whole deal that's got me a little nervous. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he had to take that.
The tire fire scenario is still, it's out there. It's a possibility. And then Ralph gets his dream of Rizzy, but oof.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's what I'm thinking. If Kellen Moore...
there's no way it's Kafka or Weaver, right? No way.
No, I don't think so. I think if it's, I think the Saints going with Kafka or Weaver is like Peyton drafting Bo Nix after everybody else got drafted. Now, here's the thing. As far as Kellen Moore is concerned, I feel like if Kellen Moore is going to take the job, then we're not going to hear anything until after the Super Bowl. If Kellen Moore is not going to take the job, I feel like he's going to say something soon and just remove his name from the hat immediately, because that's what everybody else is doing. And like, And like if being associated with the Saints is like bad optics, is like, oh, I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to. Oh, the Saints are considering me. No, I want to make sure everybody knows I have nothing to do with the Saints. If that's what's going on here, he'll want to do that sooner rather than later. He's not gonna wait 2 weeks until after the Super Bowl and then say, oh, I'm removing my name from the hat. If he's removing his name from his hat, we're gonna find out about it like this week. This week.
Yeah, I agree.
Good
So
luck
if we-
trying to get a table at Cafe Du Monde if you pull yourself out of the running.
Oppenheimer and Matt in the chat both make good points, which is that the Eagles will be practicing at the Saints facility the week of the Super Bowl, and so he'll get a chance to see his office, and he'll get a chance to visit.
It is a good point.
That's I didn't think about that, but that's he will be in New Orleans, and he'll have a chance to do all the touring.
Yeah,
interesting.
He'll be working in the building. So
yeah, that's a great point. I hate to say anything nice about Oppenheimer. Closeted Tulane fan though he may be. But I'll say this: if we're doing this, I don't call this a hot take, but if we're doing our podcast next Tuesday, and Kellen Moore is still in the running for head coach, I would say I would say it's locked in.
I feel like while they can't officially sign him, I feel like we're going to get a Schefter or rap sheet. Like Kellen Moore is expected to be the Saints, barring something unforeseen. You know, like we'll get it'll be carefully worded, but it'll basically say like handshake deal. This is done.
Yeah. It'll basically be he's coming, and the only thing that will stop it is like a Josh McDaniel when he didn't take the Colts job, and he was like, "I'm
not pulling out."
Yeah, he's not. Kellen Moore's not. They flew to Philadelphia for God's sakes. He's the coach, man. My Rizzy dreams are gonna die.
I feel like the end of this podcast was much better than the beginning of this podcast.
No, and this whole show was an award. This whole show is award winning. Just clip out the technical difficulty stuff. So the Saints Happy Hour viewer questions are brought to you by Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Thomas, take it to the top.
Roger that.
Bingo guns. Here's the thing. Thanks to everybody who sent in questions. We use them all. We had it since we're like at an hour and a half for this podcast. If we're doing abbreviated mailbag, but we'll get to them. Me and Dave will do a patrons only mailbag. Answer the question there. Become a patron. You get access to the patron mailbag. It's amazing.
Ralph, do you think there's any chance Kellen Moore will get announced to the Saints? That tweet will get fired out before the end of
the show? Yeah. I'll tell you what's going to... Andrew, are you new here? This is what's going to happen. We're going to end the show.
Yeah.
We're going to end the behind-the-scenes bonus after show.
Yep.
Thomas is going to send me the file. I'm going to edit the file. I'm going to hit upload to Patreon. I'm going to hit upload to the free version loaded with all the commercials. And then once it's loaded and live on the internets, then the Diana and Rossini tweet will go live. Not a second before. And we don't, and Andrew, we don't want that. The only time we've ever broken news on this podcast that was legitimate Saints news, it was Jarris Bird signing, and that did not go well.
Yeah, true.
That did not go well. So Thomas, what's first up in the mailbag?
All right, first question, a good one from Biloxi Blues. He asks, which is more dysfunctional? The Saints head coach search or Kevin's true love search? This is a hard question.
That's spicy. That's spicy.
It's tough.
I'm gonna go with Kevin's love life.
Jesus,
if I'm being honest with you,
like,
damn.
In both cases,
and I don't mean to sound, I don't want to.
I got some text coming in. I'll be right back.
All right, but like Kevin's not guaranteed to find love, but like the Saints will definitely, even if they have to hire Rizzy or somebody else, they'll find somebody.
I feel like in both cases,
Sorry,
mistakes.
Kevin. I love you, buddy. I love you.
We love you, Kevin. I feel like in both cases, mistakes were made. Assumptions were done that didn't turn out right. I feel like the Saints,
These texts from that Andrew left for better have something to do with the
That's
Saints.
better, yeah.
Like if or somebody died. Like if he's just leaving because his bro from college saying what's up, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, it better be.
Bro from Pike.
It better be somebody in the Saints building. I won't name names, but he knows like people in the Saints building.
Anyway, sorry. Continue. I interrupted.
So I was just saying, like the thing with Kevin's love life and the Saints is, like I said, mistakes were made. I think Kevin needs to take a page out of the Loomis playbook, though, and be more patient and let it sort of simmer, let it build slowly. It's okay. You don't need to rush. Like the Saints, they didn't rush into it. Like the Saints are going to be the last team to hire. So that's the thing. It's close though. I feel bad for Kevin. This one hurt. This one hurt us. We thought we were close. Andrew, you better have news. Like you just step away.
No,
was it legit? Was it legit Saints text or something else?
Yeah, but I don't have anything to say yet.
Yeah. All right.
Womp womp.
So it's a great question. It's Mike Carney wondering why he wasn't nominated for any awards this year. Thomas, what's next?
Nice.
Yeah, before the next question, Flew the Rolf, your namesake, Rolfie, asks, is Kevin the shouting Gilbert Gottfried fella? I'm still kind of new to the show.
Florida Ralph, yes, he is, and he sometimes speaks in an Irish accent.
Irish.
Gilbert Godfrey, what a reference!
And he eats chicken during the show.
Did you know that Gilbert Godfrey is Iago in Aladdin? Did you guys know that?
Yes.
Yes.
I think most people knew that.
Okay.
I did not know that Lenny Briscoe from Law and Order is in Beauty and the Beast. He's the candelabra, and he sings.
Now that I did not know.
He sings "Be Our Guest, Be Our Guest."
Be our guest.
Yes,
Be our guest.
Lenny Briscoe.
Put our service to the test.
AKA the dad from Dirty Dancing.
Yes, correct.
Thomas, what's next?
All right, final question of the show from Badrich.
That was the candelabra? Is that what you said?
That's right. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's, interesting. Had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Badrich asks, should Saints go fully Philly and go running back, offensive lineman, tight end with their first 4 picks?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed. The way their line gets injured.
I mean, not in that order.
Literally,
don't pick a running back in the first round.
The Saints roster is so bad. Like, there's literally no position I would be mad about.
Right. Exactly.
Not a single one.
Here's my dream scenario for the Saints draft is I want an offensive skill position player available at 9 that Sean Payton has a hard on for. That's what I want, because that would be the best chance we've ever had for Loomis to trade down, because you have Sean Payton like desperate to get Genty from Boise State or McMillan, the wide receiver from Arizona, and make an offer to Loomis that he can't say no to. That's my dream for the Saints draft. It's not specific players. I want a skill position player that Sean Payton decides he absolutely positively must have.
By the way, speaking of drafts, and we're at yet another Super Bowl where Patrick Mahomes will be in.
Oh God!
I mean, where would we be if Peyton didn't get cucked and got Mahomes? I mean, like what the butterfly effect on this?
I mean,
I sometimes
honestly, I wouldn't
from
want
even
to know.
Thinking about it. I know.
I honestly, like, if there was someone, like, if I was at the pearly gates and like I would have the option to know, is like, do you want me to tell you how it plays out,
With the Saints, if Sean
I'd be
Payton
like, bro, I
drafts-
don't want to know. Don't tell me.
Dude, I'll tell
I mean,
you.
the guy, he's Tom Brady on steroids. He's
Here's
like his worst season is like an AFC champion loss.
I'll tell you the biggest
It's
difference.
unfucking believable.
I'll tell you the biggest difference between Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes and the Saints with Patrick Mahomes. If the Saints had gotten Patrick Mahomes, America
We would have traded him to Kansas City before he got good.
No, America would hate the Saints 1,000 times more than they hate the Chiefs, and they'd hate the Saints way more. They just started hating the Saints with Patrick Mahomes like 4 years ago. Can you imagine that?
I don't give a shit. If that
No, I don't care either. It would be amazing. But can you imagine Sean Payton, the arrogance with Patrick Mahomes? It would have been amazing. It would have been amazing.
I got an amazing tidbit for you guys if Kellen Moore ends up being the Saints head coach.
Here we go.
Nussmeier, offensive coordinator.
Once upon a time, the Boise State beat Fresno State. 57-7.
Wow.
Dave, would you like to name the starting quarterbacks of each team?
Was one Kellen Moore?
Kellen
Yes.
Moore for Boise, who was the starter that day for
And
Fresno.
second's quarterback name is David.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
I wonder if that makes Kellen. I wonder if that's going to make Kellen Moore like, I don't want that asshole. I kicked his ass in college. Get him out of here, Mickey.
That's exactly who we want.
Take the cap hit now. Don't post.
Yeah, I
don't
don't-
even
Isn't that what we want? I'm
Yeah,
all
I
in.
don't even-
You just.
I don't even-
Did somebody just text that to you?
Yes.
I don't even want to see him in the building, Mickey. Get him out of here. He's a loser.
I'm all in on Kellen Moore now because of that stat. That's it. That's all I needed. I am all fucking in. I am 11 out of 10 now. Get him in the building. Stacked.
Yeah. So, thanks to everybody who donated for the show. Thomas, recap. It was amazing. I had to do 3 shots tonight.
Yeah.
No, you
not
only had
that
to do
far
2.
from
You
4.
made you volunteered to do 3.
Technical.
Yeah, you
difficulties.
fucked up. You
Sorry.
fucked up. Thanks again, guys, for all the generosity. We are on a 77-week donation streak.
Thomas, when are we going to announce the special thing if we reached 2 years? Of
Next week.
next week.
Next
All right,
week we will. The awards are done, so next week we'll announce it.
Yeah.
So thanks again to everyone who donated to Run Amok, to your boy Allen, to Budrich, to Hudat Gopher, and to the MVP for the second straight week this draft season with $105. Whiz. The only closeted Tulane lover, Oppenheimer. Congratulations.
Thank you. We had the weather issues in Houston. I got to get the Jim Haslett Buddy D thing shipped to the winter. We had the biggest like weather catastrophe, snow in the history of Houston. Same with New Orleans. Yeah. By the way, New Orleans.
Oppenheimer is a patron.
Yes, I believe
We have his address on file.
somewhere. Yes.
I'm gonna start sending him some Tulane gifts. Send that to me. Give me his address.
Andrew can deliver them. He lives not far from it, apparently.
So, random saint of the week. He's probably going to be the Saints' next offensive
Pearson Prelo.
No, he's going to be the next Saints offensive coordinator, Doug Nussmeier. He won 1 game against the Seattle Seahawks.
Garrett Nussmeier's dad?
Yeah. He's like super buddies with Kellen Moore. Follows him everywhere. Followed him to the Cowboys, followed him to the Chargers. I think he's even with him in Philly. So you're gonna have a former Saint quarterback being offensive coordinator, which will be fun. Random Saint of the week. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the show, which if you didn't enjoy this show, this show is a banger. Even with the technical difficulties, it was a banger. It was one of the best we've ever had. Thomas did an amazing job on the awards. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the show and we made you laugh, support the show by going to patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour. Give us a shot. Every little bit helps make the show a little bit better. Don't forget to follow us wherever you get your socials and your podcast. Thanks to Dave. Thanks to Andrew. Thanks for Thomas, the best producer in the world, running the show back at home. And thanks to you guys for hanging out with us. Until next time, the bar is closed.